To find out more about what is happening in eastern Ukraine, we're joined live by the director of the Ukrainian Institute, London, Andy Hunder. Andy, good to speak with you again. Thanks for your time. As the fighting continues in Ukraine, what is the world witnessing here in regard to both Russia's actions and ambitions?
Well, what we are witnessing, what the whole world is witnessing, it's an invasion. An invasion where Russian military equipment, Russian soldiers, Russian troops, Russian boots are on the ground in eastern Ukraine. The analogies of what we saw when the annexation of Crimea kicked off earlier in February and March of this year, when initially army soldiers without any insignia appear on the ground, or little green men as they're called. And that's what we're seeing now across Donbass and Luhansk also, where Russian military forces, military vehicles, tanks are crossing the border. At the moment, the latest count is around 5,000 to 7,000 regular Russian troops and many sort of other volunteers crossing from Russia. So this is an invasion in 21st century Europe. Where Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty is being violated. So it's very shocking. And the question is, what happens next?
If this is an invasion, to use your term, how effective then are the sanctions?
Well, the sanctions, they're biting, but it looks like they're not biting enough. Because still the Russian economy is being hit. What we've seen the Russian currency, the ruble, has plummeted. We are seeing oil prices going down. We are seeing, generally the sanctions against the tightest network around Vladimir Putin. They are being hit, and their assets, especially across the world, are being very much targeted. So it is having a bite. They're biting. They're feeling the pinch. However, it doesn't seem that it's enough. Vladimir Putin. The analogies have been made by many, including Prince Charles and others. The analogies of what we're seeing, analogous to what Adolf Hitler was doing in 20th century Europe, and now we're seeing this in 20th.
Sorry to interrupt. So therefore, do the sanctions have to be applied harder to stick with the financial constraints against Russia, or should there be another path to try and stop what you call an invasion into Ukraine?